Los Angeles, Hollywood, Silicon Beach, home to entertainment, tech, marketing, advertising, public relations, music, and fashion. LA is the convergence of all things media, and there are more stories out there that you could possibly tell in a lifetime. It's all right in our backyard, and AMA Los Angeles is here to help you get the word out. Hello, and welcome to Get the Word Out. I'm your host, Philip Rebentish, president of AMA Los Angeles. My guest today is Jeremiah Gurnick. He is the owner of Ryan Levi Realty. This segment is about personal branding and how that can truly affect a company culture. So, welcome, Jeremiah. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So, first question I want to ask you is, what type of real estate does your company handle?
Right now, as we're launching, we're mainly focusing on residential real estate. So the common buyer, seller, investor.
Okay, and what area of Los Angeles are you in? Are you in Los Angeles?
I would say
it's an assumption.
All of Southern California.
Okay.
I work all over the place. I have Inland Empire stuff, San Diego, LA County. I work pretty broad to help as many people as I can.
Okay, well, I hope you have an electric car. You get good gas mileage.
Got the hybrid.
Okay, perfect. See, there you go. So one of the things I want to talk about today is the name of your company. I know it's obviously very important to you. So tell me a little bit about how the name of your company came to be.
Okay, so when I work for different real estate companies, I always, thought about what's in the name. When you come across people and you tell people a different name, you'd see the reaction. You would see what's important to them or what's not. Do they care about the name? Do they not care about the name? And it always got me thinking, like, the brand, the name means something. Mm-hmm. And to a lot of people, the companies I worked with, sometimes I wasn't proud of the name of the company I was with. So when I decided to leave working under somebody else and working under my own brand, mm-hmm. I took a long time to think about it. What really encapsulates my message? Mm-hmm. And so I had an older brother who passed away in 2003. His name was Ryan Levi Gurnick, and the memory of him and how people always talked about him and admired him was the starting point of what I felt was important to build a brand, which was a good, solid person that really stuck in people's minds. So as I went through and thought more and more about it, that was the perfect way for me to remember him, right, to pay tribute to him, and that's what I started with. So as I'm building the brand, it's based off of a tribute to my older brother, and a lot of people wonder, well, that's nice and all. How does this how does this help your clients at all?
Exactly.
And so how it works is this. The way I look at it is, my brother, he always wanted to move down by the beach. He didn't get a chance to do that before he passed away. Okay. So little things like that made me think that a lot of times we don't get to have our dreams come true. So Ryan Levi Realty, to me, is a way for me to make people's dreams come true. It reminds me all the time that I'm going to treat someone as if maybe this is our last interaction, maybe this is our last day on earth. You never know how much time we have, so I'm going to treat you like a human. I'm going to treat you, be as real as possible, as if we're family, because as family members, we're going to try as hard as we can for them. We're going to do the best we can, and that's what I want to come across to all my clients, is a sense of that I care about you, and I care about your goals, your dreams. That's why I named my company after my brother, because it's important, and that I hope will start to mean something to people the way it does to me. The more they get a chance to work with me and explore who I am and how we operate.
Well, and that is such a high standard to live up to. I mean, so again, you're setting the bar way up here, right? So how does that affect? I mean, I know it obviously affects how you're going to treat your customers and your clients, but how does that affect the company culture?
Well, the people that I choose to bring on as I grow, obviously it's still a smaller company. As I grow, I want to make sure that people have that sense of heart. Okay. To me, it's about the heart of someone, that we're coming from a place of heart, not just about thinking about financial. All that stuff is irrelevant in life, in terms of what I consider to be the most important. The time with someone, you can't buy more time. You can't have more days on this earth. So what I look at is like people who kind of are on the same page, where at the end of the day, the people, how you're going to respect someone, how you're going to treat someone, that to me, that's more important than can you go sell 2 extra houses more than someone else.
Right, okay.
It's always good to have, but if you can have someone that has both, someone who cares a lot and they're willing to help as many people, then I think at that point you have a different type of culture, and you're going to do a lot more for your customers, for your clients. And that's where I'm coming from with this, and that's why I think the culture is going to be built on family, and it's going to have a family feel. All the agents, everybody associated with us is going to be creating a family. So when you come in the door, something's different here.
Right.
Like I could feel like it's almost like a invisible big hug, and that's kind of what I want it to feel like.
Okay, so I'm going out on a limb here, Jeremiah, but I don't think that kind of culture is typical in the real estate
Not at all.
business.
Not
So
at all.
is that a correct assumption
I would
to
say
make?
it's very correct.
So what you're doing is really pretty unique.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't feel it was out there in any of the companies. Some, when they were real small, you felt a little bit. Then they started to grow real quick. And what happens when they grow real quick? It's more about scale than about the humanity of about connecting still with the. With everybody within the company. And so for me, like, I want to try as hard as I can to maintain a culture of family, and that whether we have 2 agents, 500 agents, 2,000 agents, if you walked into a room with everybody, that it would literally feel still like a big hug, and like you saw a cousin you haven't seen in a while, or an uncle, and it's just that feeling that we always want to feel close, connected, communication, conversation, that the time. It's just about enjoying each other.
So in the marketing world right now, authenticity, especially when you're talking doing campaigns for the millennial generation, but truth and authenticity are very, very important elements to marketing. So it seems to me, again, that the culture that you're creating really needs to hold true to that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, to me, a lot of times, a lot of salespeople, you still have that used car salesman type that you have, where a lot of people are like, let me practice.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it. But for my taste is like, I want to not feel that something's not just a script that's rehearsed a different which way, and someone has they know what their smiles gonna look like. That's not picture perfect. To me, I want to come in as if, like I said, like family. That we come in, we sit down, we talk, and that that the words that are coming from me are authentic. It's what I'm thinking. It's what I'm feeling. It's what I'm coming across. If you throw me a curveball, I'm not going to be, my script didn't account for this. This is us having a conversation. If I don't know, I'm going to tell you, hey, I don't know, but give me some time. I'll make a phone call. I'll research it, and I think just treating other people in the way that I want to be treated is how this all came to be. And then treating other people the way that I saw my brother treat people, it's something that I think this is a culture that millennials probably like, because when everything out there now is just in your face with advertising media, it feels so inauthentic, so not genuine, that to have something that's genuine and real, and that message and that feeling and the look in someone's eyes, you can't replace your instincts and how you feel when you're around someone. And so I always want to feel that people, whether it's me or anyone in my company, that they can sense that this is different. There's a realness here. There's a sense of connection. I believe them. I trust them. That's what I want, because I want someone to be able to trust me the same way any of my family members would. And that's a hard, intangible thing to communicate to people. And so I'm hoping with time and the experience of working with us that people will get that same experience.
So I want to talk a little bit about the technology of the real estate industry right now, and Zillow comes to mind, and I'm curious, how does recent developments in technology for the real estate industry, how does that affect your job as a real estate agent and owner of a company?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think there's always good and bad with
like a tool,
anything.
Right?
Exactly.
You can use a tool the right way,
Everything.
you can use it the wrong way.
Exactly. And a lot of times, sometimes I think people now are relying on, like, say, for example, some of the media company, or the Zillow, Trulia, they have estimates that people don't realize. In essence, it's an algorithm. No one came into your house. No one knows if there's nothing inside your house, if someone gutted all the electrical, the plumbing, versus the house next door that someone put in $100,000. But it'll give you the estimate based off of an algorithm of so many homes in this area sold for this or sold for that. So sometimes people look at that and they're like, well, I already know what it's worth. I looked on Zillow. I looked on this, and they're an estimate. They say it's a Z estimate because that's all they can give you is an estimate. They've never seen the home. They know nothing about it. They're looking from afar.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So the good thing is that when you have, say, a real estate professional, we're going to come in and actually look at the comparables, see the condition of the pictures, understand what an appraiser, will they give you more value for this? Will they take away? And that comes to experience of talking to enough appraisers and understanding that marketplace, that city, what's important to them. One appraiser may say, I don't give extra values for artificial grass, where another one could say, I do. So when you understand what the averages are, you can start to guide someone. When they're like, well, should I do this to my home? You can say, well, in my experience, this or that. And when you go to a Z estimate, it's you have a screen, you don't have someone to talk to, you have no one to tell how much money. I have new plumbing in my house. How's a
Right.
computer going to know if you did the plumbing in your house or not?
So if I understand this correctly, you're telling me that data alone might not be telling the whole story?
When it comes to houses, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
All right. So tell me a little bit about how you market your real estate business. How do you find customers?
Well, I have to say that the majority of the way that I find customers has always been through referrals. I'm a big believer in giving 150% to each and every person and letting that experience with me be enough that they share with other people.
Okay.
That way. That's the most important to me is getting referrals, because then they know someone who's potentially done business with me before. They understand how I work.
Okay.
That's primary. I do some mailers. I do some different types of online advertising, in-person advertising. I try
Okay.
to do a lot through face-to-face. To me, I like to go, I guess, old school now, as they say, and
Okay.
do the face-to-face. I like a handshake.
Right.
I like sitting down, connecting, looking in someone's eyes,
Right.
having a conversation, have them get to know
Right.
me. I get to know them, make sure it's a good fit.
Which is why we're not doing this on Skype, by the way, because you're here.
I actually am.
So how can people find you on the web?
If people want to connect with me, I'm on Facebook. You can look under my name, Jeremiah Gurnick. You can look under my Facebook page, which is Ryan Levi Realty. I also have an Instagram under the same. You can also go to my website, ryanlevirealty.com. You can also email me at jeremiah@ryanlevirealty.com.
So my last question for you, is your brother proud of you?
I think he'd be very proud of me, and the people that know me and knew him. A lot of people have said some very kind words to me, which is a very, very sentimental thing for me, to know that people know that I'm doing something really good by him, and I never want to let him down. So it's
Right.
only going to help me try with every single person I come across to just exceed their expectations.
And again, you've set high standards for yourself. Thank you for coming on.
Appreciate
sir.
it. Thank you for having me.
I want to thank our sponsor, Manhattan Advertising and Media Law, and of course, I also want to thank the World Center of Broadcast Media here in Hollywood. Thank you so much for watching us today.